yards a carry this year. I mean, that's just...
2nd and 8. Josh throws it down the field. He's got his man. Who else but Diggs?
Just got... I mean, this is like, you'd act like they scored the touchdown.
There's Allen faking to the right, going to the end zone. And who else? Gabe Davis with the touchdown catch on the opening drive.
Big game, Gabe!
This place is a buzz. High decibel level, trying to quiet him. Tua down the field, got Smythe for a second straight play. 2nd and 8. Tua thought about it, looks back the other way, and it almost got intercepted. Then on the rebound, it was a catch by Waddle. Picks up 11.
This is what we call game-changing plays, one way or the other. You can see when the quarterback is about to throw somewhere, Jim, and he pulls it back, it means the defense made it look muddy.
1st and 10. Bernard really had a play on it, like I said. Here he goes down the field. He's got another connection. There's Tyreek. Out of bounds at the 15-yard line. 1st and 5. There they flip it. And a give to the speedster. Achan's inside the 5 and a 1st and goal. 3 yards out. Back to Achan. Achan's got another touchdown. The rookie finds the end zone.
What a great job.
He's a tight end, but he's really like a slot receiver.
Exactly.
3rd down and 2. Got a man wide open, and that's Sherfield.
I mean, those were huge games. I remember getting so excited.
Pass play to Knox. Dawson Knox shoves aside the defender and picks up the 1st down. Another 1st down for the Bills. It's back to Kincaid. He's bouncing around. He's got 9 more.
You're going to see a lot of safeties back here. This is a corner. Another safety back here.
Here's the handoff for the 1st down and a whole lot more. It's Murray racing down to the 12-yard line.
Well, if you're a Buffalo fan, or I should say Miami here, they're tired of them running the football. Now they're going to bring all these guys down in here, Jim, and say...
1st and goal. Cook, as Allen helps push him from behind across the goal line. Still waiting for the signal. Touchdown.
Jim, they just invented a new play you'll see in the NFL. You're about to see, this is random. They weren't trying to. He just wanted to make sure of the ball.
Lost it.
And then when he got up there, he pushes him in.
Tua looking down the field. Now flings it. Who else? He's got Tyreek open. That was the first game this season so far with no incompletions in the 1st quarter by the 2 quarterbacks. As Tua starts the 2nd quarter with another complete. What a catch. Mostert. Their first 3rd down snap of the game. Miami. Tua looks to the right. Got an open man. Down to the 10-yard line. As Tua's going to take the snap under center. Look at this play. And they end up running it. It's Achan taking it home for another touchdown.
No way.
Oh, the defense didn't know what to do. They saw Hill lined up deep behind Tua. And they gave it to Achan, and he's got a 2nd score in this game. Have belonged to Dolphin players.
Wow.
They're so fast. Their charter up here yesterday was set a record for the fastest flight from Miami to Buffalo. Just kidding.
Different Buffalo team.
And different running back in Damian Harris. We've seen Cook, we've seen Murray. They both have contributed. Now going deep down the field, and that's going to generate a flag. Kohu's over there celebrating the breakup.
And he's not playing the ball. That's why you get called here. You got to play the ball.
First, they've got Jalen Ramsey out to the 20. Get it in the hands of Shakir. And Khalil takes it down to the 9. 1st and goal to go. And goal from the 11. Rolling, looking, throwing on the run. Caught at the goal line. It's Diggs with a touchdown. His 2nd touchdown catch of the season. Tua setting up a screen. Cut back middle. Mostert. Ball's on the ground. Ball pops out, and a Dolphin is right there in the area to recover it.
His team, and I think it's really something fun to watch every week.
2nd and 6. Josh looking down the sideline. It's Diggs with another flag out. He is able to get away from those 2 tacklers, and no one's going to touch him the rest of the way. Touchdown, Buffalo.
We talked about Kohu having to go against Diggs, and they're going to take advantage. If you're going to play him one-on-one, this is going to be maybe the deciding factor. Who's the penalty on, though?
Illegal contact, defense, number 4. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
No threat of a run.
Now it's 3rd and inches. Here's Mostert. In trouble. And the ball's out. Forced another fumble. And this time I think the Bills have it. It's the 2nd time they've knocked it out of Raheem's hands. Milano was one of those in on the tackle.
Flying over there is Bernard to make him cut back, and Milano knocks it out and gives Buffalo the ball.
With Tua out with the concussion. 2nd and 11. Allen in trouble, and he's jacked back at the 35. From here to be a 53-yard field goal attempt if they don't pick up anything. And now Allen deep down the field, almost pulled in. Plenty to spare. He's made one from 54 already this year. This from 53. No problem.
Like mine, Candace.
Little play action here for Tua, and he is surrounded and goes down. You just talked about Leonard Floyd, Tony. 2 touchdowns. His 5th coach. Here he goes. Ingold is the fullback. Here's the give to Hill. Shakes off a hit. And then hops out. Miami 20 yards rushing in the first half. 36 already on this drive. They got a 2nd and 6. Tua fires it. And it's Waddle.
You got the middle of the field if you want it here.
Looking outside, going end zone, wide open. Berrios brings it in for the touchdown. His 1st of the season.
What an incredible play design, but this was all Tua with his eyes.
That's the conclusion. Let's see if it's really fun for Miami with a conversion. Puts it up. Knocked away by Dane Jackson. Denied Tyreek. Maybe, I don't know. Who else? Do you know anybody else?
Have you ever done that?
I don't think so. 1st and 10. He's looking long.
This is where he should throw it away.
Lobs it. Oh, look at it. It's Cook. Makes the cut back past Holland. He's inside the 20, and he's down to the 15. Finally, Long able to catch up with him. A day like this. 2nd and 6. Not there. Allen still trying to find something. Van Ginkel, AFC Special Teams Player of the Month of September.
What?
Yeah, and he's got the field goal good. Did I mention earlier that Josh is 6-0 at home?
They're getting their hands on him with the help back here.
2nd and 10. Down the field and intercepted. He overthrew him. It's Micah Hyde. Hyde spinning out of one tackle, and Smythe got enough of him to bring him down. Tua with his 3rd interception thrown this season. Number 64. 3rd and 5. Allen on the ground with the catch. And the Waddle nifty move to pick up the 1st. He got to his feet. 1st and 10 from the 13. To the end zone. It's a touchdown catch. Stephon Diggs for the 3rd time today. He beat Kohu again. Game. And now here's Tua finding Tyreek to about the 44-yard line.
Wow, that was a great throw.
Is he okay? Is he okay?
Handoff up the middle. You're not going to throw this, are you, Jim?
They are. No, he won't even get a chance. It's Ed Oliver again, just busting up another play. Deep ball time. Gabe Davis there to catch it. And down at the 11-yard line.
You've got man coverage. They alert it. Get people crossing.
Going to be a keep. It's going to be all the way to the end zone for Josh Allen. Spencer Brown, the right tackle, just blew open a hole. I'm not saying that the writer did. He was just saying what other people are saying. There's a 1st and 10 run play. There's a big gainer here for Achane. And can the sprinter take it the distance? There he goes. Here they come. Russo coming after him. He's got him. They end the drive with a sack. Greg Russo, he's had a big game today.
Russo, I mean, this is a deep front.
There's a pass to an open Ingold. And the fullback showing some skill right there with that over-the-shoulder catch.
This is, you talked about keeping Von Miller healthy for the end of the year. You got another one there.
Oh, watch out. Got to keep Tua healthy, too, because Daquan Jones is landing on him. Those teams came back with 1-5 the following week. Could be 1-6 after today. And stopped about 2 yards short with Cedric Wilson.
And who stopped?
The only thing I know is I know nothing.
I said, wow, that's me.
We all can relate to that. You just don't know in this league. They will tangle again on the week's regular season's final week. I don't have any doubt these two are going to be right there at the end.